Meet the Mathewsons. They're a dynasty of dealers.
It drives really well.
With a love of classics.
It's only condensation.
In Thornton-le-Dale, gateway to the North York Moors, they auction over 2,000 rare vehicles every year.
42,000, the ready type, the stunning car.
All walks of life. The cars fetch people together.
I'm ecstatic.
Head of the family, Derek.
It's got to be the best job ever, isn't it? We're sort of living a dream.
Trusted lieutenants, sons Paul.
Not everybody's cup of tea.
And Dave.
There's Dad's way. And there's Dad's way.
Keeping them all in check and dealing with the punters, Sarah.
Somebody could ring today with some fabulous vehicle that's been sat in a barn for 50 years. You have no clue.
It's the chase, it's finding it. So you get up every morning thinking, what am I going to find today?
This is a family's love affair with cars that have lived a life.
Someone's cherished a car and loved it, and I think it's just great. I think it's absolutely superb.
A passion that can be turned into brass. On sale this week.
1965 Mini Cooper S. Absolutely amazing. That's the find of the century. Don't scratch it.
This is what we all dream about finding.
I don't think any of us really predicted an outcome quite like that, really.
1950 Chevy step-side pickup, probably the best one we've had.
Made in 1950, America. You can sling it around on the window. It's got a rocket steering wheel. It's an eye-opener.
Bentley Continental GT.
Look at those lines. Absolutely lovely. You might be able to steer the wife into it, you never know. Nip up there and back. Oh, no pressure.
It wasn't an instant no.
It's the crack of dawn on auction day. For the Mathewson family, it's the end of a month's busy preparation.
They're a good engine, to be fair. They are a good engine.
To source a showroom full of classic cars. Not to mention hundreds of items of automotive memorabilia.
Yeah, you get a little pre-sale stress on, really.
The village hall needs to be prepped. And the office has to be in order.
If all the paperwork's not in place, it'd be like a domino effect of disaster.
And Derek's grandson, 11-year-old Charlie, does his bit to avoid village gridlock.
My favourite car of the sale would have to be the Cortina.
Hundreds of people from all over the UK converge on Thornton-le-Dale.
It's a £2,000 standing.
There will be winners
750.
and losers when the hammer goes down. But none of this can happen unless the family finds something to sell.
Good morning, Mathewsons. Lovely. Yeah, certainly. Well, if you give me some details, what I'll do, I'll pass them on to Derek. He'll give you a call and he'll arrange with you to come over and view it. This is one for Derek. He'll love this. A Mini. It's in a garage. Been in there for quite a few years, I believe. It's not in too good a condition, but it sounds quite exciting.
Derek is heading to Stokesley in North Yorkshire. It's possible that the car he's about to see is one of the rarest in the country.
The suggestion is it's Mini Cooper S, but these things have a habit of turning out to be a little base car when you get there, or maybe a Mini Cooper at the best. But we won't know until we have a look. Well, here it is. Austin Cooper written on the back, but we'll soon see. We'll just have a quick look round it.
The Mini was hidden from view under piles of rubbish. It was only found when the house was sold.
It's a terrible, terrible state. But I can see from here that is a Mini Cooper S engine. That is a 1275 S engine. I'll go around the other side and I'll show you what. On there, it's an extra head stud, and that's the quickest and easiest way to tell a 1275. An awful lot made up to look like Mini Cooper S's, but this hasn't been done like that. I mean, you can see it's never been touched for years. It's sat here for a lot more than 20 years, I'd say. A lot more than 20 years.
Minis hit the scene after the Suez crisis and petrol rationing, with the faster, more exclusive Cooper S becoming an instant hit. Everyone wanted one. Mick Jagger had one. They were so 60s cool. It was lightning quick on forest roads, and in the hands of winning rally drivers, the S's reputation was elevated to legend. Thousands were made, but true originals are very hard to come by.
They don't come a lot more genuine, from what I can see of it anyway. It's just remarkable, full of bottles and kindling. You know, he's obviously kept his kindling in here, the old lad. He's kept the kindling in to light the fire, look, in his Mini Cooper S. If he'd have realised just what he was sitting on. See, this is Cooper S upholstery. An old period parking lamp over there, look, he'd have had on it. We don't know what we're going to find when we take engine down. Of course, it's going to be at the right state, isn't it? I mean, look at it, really. It's very, very doubtful that the engine's going to be anywhere near free or anything like that. Well, it won't be. It's impossible. So it's going to want a big rebuild. You know, a lot of work to do to it. You need a heart like a football to do anything with it, don't you? But someone will do it. I mean, this car looking really nice. It could be, well, certainly 25,000 quid anyway. I mean, that is the most genuine barn find you can imagine, isn't it? Wonderful. Well, you never know what you're going to find, do you? Times I've been past that road, I would never have thought there was a Mini Cooper S languishing just here. Absolutely amazing.
It's 2 days until the auction. There's memorabilia to be sorted and cars to be washed.
I always get the big ones to do.
Paul has been asked to photograph a late auction entry. This Bentley Continental GT. But he'd quite like the car for himself.
Look at that, they're lovely, aren't they? Look at those lines, absolutely lovely. You might be able to steer the wife into it, you never know.
14 years old, 100,000 miles on the clock, it's expected to fetch around 13 grand. A lot of car for Fiesta money.
I myself could live with this. I think it's lovely. I'm just going to nip round the corner. Road test, really, of course, and just show the wife really what she's missing out on. What do you think?
For me?
Could be.
Not really my kind.
Go and have a quick spin.
Give it a spin.
I've got to go back
Drives
to work.
lovely. Snip
not
up there
really.
and back. Oh, no pressure. Well, it wasn't an instant no, Steve.
What was that? What was that?
Things are looking up. Normally it would be a flat no. Yeah. Stop to talk to Posty Dave. She's coming, she's here. I think she likes it.
It's lovely, but it's a bit posh for going to work.
A school run.
Dave, is it a bit too flash for the Mathewsons, or do you think it suits them?
No, it suits them, yeah.
This is more an Angie car.
I think I might be able to wear her down here, Steve. We'll keep working on it. I've got 2 more days.
If Paul can persuade Ange it's the car for her, they will have to bid for it like any other customer.
Not much room in the back, Mathewson.
Oh, don't worry about that. You
Where'd you put the
don't want to sit in the back, do you? There's room in there, isn't there?
We'll find out shortly if Paul's Bentley sales pitch wins the day, or if his plan is vetoed. Paul and son Charlie have been assigned by Derek to collect the Cooper S.
Obviously, as usual, the minions go and do the work. I'm a little concerned because your granddad was there last night, and now we are being sent to get it. So Clearly there's a reason behind this, isn't
If
there?
he doesn't go for it, it's going to be a pain.
There's a reason, isn't there? So I'm suspecting it's going to be a load of aggravation.
Okay. There it is. Oh.
Oh,
I don't think it's been run for a while.
oh God. Oh, blimey, look at it. Look at all the bottles in there, look.
Where does that come from?
Barley water. Yeah, look, proper little wheels, look. Proper Cooper S wheels, look. Oh, I
The
wonder if
seals
we're
are
going to have a
gone.
flaw in it. Oh, Charlie. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to bring that jack in and see if we can just ease her up and get a couple of planks underneath it. Put them under, strapped round it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with an awful lot of bottles on the floor, I think.
Neighbour Clive remembers the original owner of the Mini.
He was an ardent collector. Nothing was ever thrown out. All the old toothpaste tubes carefully folded up and kept. All the papers that ever came were kept.
We'll get a strap on and see if it wants to move. Can't think why Father doesn't want to return. And it is scrap, it's had it. Do your winch then, mate.
Okay.
We'll see if it moves before we get ramps out. Right, just watch out, guys, in case a strap lets go or something daft. Yeah, go on, Charlie. Hey, hey. You had little faith. Righto.
That's it.
Is that stopped?
Yeah.
No! You can't stop there.
Is this why we usually don't do non-runners?
Yeah, have a word with your granddad, will you? She's on. She's on. We're out of here. Well done, mate. I knew I'd get it. Well, I was fairly confident I would get it. Believe it or not, I think most of it, other than the flaky rust, has actually made it on the truck, innit? Just.
Still to come, the challenge of getting it off the truck when it arrives at the garage. But that's a job for tomorrow. It's the day of the auction, and there's no shortage of affordable classics on offer.
Two-tone paint, lovely and beautifully finished, I would say. It'd be a joy to own and drive, really would.
Straight across into the hall. That's where the auction's held. All right. Okay.
Cars from every era,
Shuts beautifully.
including the impressive Bentley GT that Paul fancied, over 100 grand when new.
Really, truthfully, it's not a very practical family vehicle, is it? Let's be fair.
So it looks like someone else will be paying Sunday League money for Premiership style.
12,500, 12,500.
Bidding is underway.
12,600, 12,600 he says, 12,700, 12,700. Bah, cheap car this surely. 12,700, up the back, 12,700, 8, 12,900. 13, 13,000 at the back there. 1, 13,100, 2, 13,200, 3, 13,300 at the back. 13,300. What do you think? 4, 13,400, 13,500. On sound going. 13,500. Are you all done? 13,500. Are you sure? 13,500.
It's a lot of car for the money and a bargain, unless you need a new turbo. It's not all bad news for Paul.
I bought myself a motorbike instead, so I go on my own, go alone.
So you've got a consolation prize.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a big day in Thornton le Dale. The Tour de Yorkshire cycle race will be passing through the village on their way to Scarborough. It's a good opportunity for a village party.
We've got tombola, we've got a cake stall, face painting, we've got live music on the green.
How come you've copped out?
And we've got Sarah representing the Mathewsons in the sponsored spin.
My son did it this morning and he did just under 8 miles in the half an hour. So that's some really good going, I think. I'm going to probably do about 1. I did actually join the gym last July at Pickering. I haven't been yet, but I do look at the bank statement every month and see the money coming out, so I know I'm a member.
While Sarah sweats it out at one end of the village, at the other end, Paul's arrived back with the Cooper S.
Needing a few weekends.
What, for the rest of your life?
Yeah, forever, yeah. And then you might end up getting it fixed, might you? I must confess, I'm intrigued to see Father's plan about removal from my truck, because if you get it a little bit wrong, you're only going to end up with a partial Mini, aren't you? He's in that van over there, look. I'm going to wait purposely till he comes back. He's not getting out of it. You see, all our lives, this operation, this type of thing has just always happened because there's always one of us boys around to load, unload, nurse him on, should we say. Because he's in put up to now, we'd have a quick look in the garage, think, oh yeah, I'll send Paul for that. So he can have a bit of aggro later on.
Derek, at which point did you think this might be a good idea?
Oh, every point. I'll still believe it. I'm a firm believer of that doing really, really good business, that car.
I've learned that you always check the wheel arches.
Yeah. Well, you could take them away with you and check them at your own in your own time, couldn't you, those ones? No, I think it's got the makings of a nice car. A little bit of weekend work, fair enough, we understand that. This is a lovely project for a Mini Cooper S specialist, enthusiast, and don't you worry, this will go back on the road, no problem at all.
It's very, very hot.
Back at the Tour de Spin, Sarah's going for the burn.
We could have had like an old butcher's bike with a basket on the front, with Derek sitting in the basket. Would have been like a scene from E.T.
At least it would have taken her mind off it. She's had enough.
7.3 miles. Not bad for an old girl.
Not as much as you're moving.
I've come to get some money out of you all. I've just done 7 miles in this heat.
So if you'd have done 8 miles, I'd have given her something, but 7, not enough. Nice warm day like today, it's a doddle.
The Tour de Yorkshire has prompted more interest in bike memorabilia, like this Hopper tricycle from 1950.
They're rare, you don't see them, not many about now, like. It will come up really nice, I think.
Derek paid up in the end. Sarah was just glad to be off the saddle.
Every time you look at it, it improves. Every time.
Come on then, come and sort your plan out.
Well, we've got to get a pallet. We're going to go up Atkinson's, get a pallet.
No, we'll just bring the one from round the back that I've already dug out.
Oh, there you go then. We'll do that then.
Well, my plan will be to lift the front of the car and sneak a pallet up underneath. And then when it drops back down, it will sit, I'm hoping, on the boards.
Go on then. Don't scratch it. Steady away. There you are, no problem at all. Steady on, whoa, 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 whoa. Done it, job done. Keep that, Charlie, might need that. Yep. Cracked it. Cracked it.
The pallet should, in theory, allow Paul to get the Mini into the yard in one piece, but he's going to have to take it very easy. The Cooper S is ready to be viewed.
That's the find of the century. There is not going to be, it's a brave statement to make, but I'm pretty sure I'll be right, there will not be another Cooper S come out of a garage like that, in that condition, ever. That is probably it now.
In a dusty car junkyard, a lonesome cowboy is preparing to say, so long. Ian Clark has a slice of genuine Americana on the Mathewsons wanted list. High noon is approaching, and Sheriff Derek is headed to Cleveland. Cleveland, Teesside.
It's a Chevrolet Stepside, 31 series, 3.5 litre, and it was made in 1950 in Atlanta, Georgia, America.
There's about to be a reckoning, but not before one final spin.
Slinging around, left arm on the window, it's got a rocky steering wheel, and it's just fantastic going on the road. People, it's an eye-opener.
Retired paramedic Ian bought the Chevy fully restored just 12 months ago.
Well, I've liked them since I was 17-year-old, you know, wanted one for years. Never could afford one when I was 17, but when it coming out 65, it's time to enjoy your money, isn't it, and get one, and so I've enjoyed it for a full year.
Having had his fun, he's decided to move it on.
Was it dark blue when you got it?
No, same it is now. Baby, I think it's baby blue, isn't it? Well safe.
Yeah.
Brand new bed.
Yeah, it's tidy, isn't it? And she's got standard straight six engine.
Straight six engine.
4-speed box.
Yeah.
Heater as well.
Heater as well. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, let's have a look under the bonnet.
Yeah, sure. That creaking is from them springs, you know.
Yeah.
That did off all that.
But nice, clean. It made a nice job.
Yeah.
Smashing. Good engine, aren't they?
A good engine.
Yeah, it's the original steering then. Just put a power steering arm on that.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Can I fire it up? Start it up.
Yeah. No problem.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's great. Sounds very sweet, doesn't it? Aye, go on then, let's have a listen to that as well. Yeah. Oh, I'll be honest, it's not my colour scheme, but it will appeal to a lot of people.
I'm sure.
It's very much in your face, isn't it? So you didn't put any of this chrome on, that's how it comes?
No, that was on, Dave. No, I was on. Bling is off here, isn't it?
It is a bit blingy. Yeah, it is a touch. Yeah.
I'm into chrome, like, so it didn't bother too much.
It's like a sunglasses thing, isn't it, really? But, you know, whoever's done it has started with a good truck. And they've spent a lot of time and money on it, haven't they? And, you know, all these spot wheels are all right, aren't they, and all genuine. I don't know whether it'll do 25, but I think it'll do like 22 or 3. But no, I think it's great. No, I think it's really nice. Very saleable, I think.
OK, Dave.
The deal is done, and the Chevy is off to the auction. The auction might be based in one of the most tranquil corners of the UK, but running the business can be a frantic affair.
170 vehicles we've got in for Saturday's auction and 300 lots of automobilia.
Dreadful.
So what better antidote could there be than a regular family picnic in the sumptuous grounds of Derek's estate?
Steptoe's yard.
Steptoe's yard, yeah. So, yeah.
Delightful.
It gets a little cold in December and January, but we still enjoy it, don't we? A picnic when I was a kid was an occasion, a Sunday afternoon occasion. You know, you packed up. There was none of this, oh, we'll get fish and chips while we're out. You took it with you because you couldn't afford anything different. My old nan, she was no trouble at all. She'd sit in the back of our Austin 16 or whatever it was, and she'd sit in the back of that all day long with a bottle of Guinness and some cheese biscuits. And she'd hardly say a word. Just grateful to get out of London.
Because she was so drunk she couldn't speak.
Couldn't say a word,
yeah.
It was the picnic was the highlight of the day. It was freedom, getting out and being able to play football.
Well, the car brought the freedom, didn't it?
The car opened it all up for everyone. Opened it up for the masses, travelling for the masses, yeah. Brilliant days.
You've cornered the market in picnic hampers. There's none out there.
He owns all of them. I'm thinking of building a new building just out of picnic hampers.
Yeah.
They're charming though, aren't they? There's something about a picnic hamper. It's opening the lid and finding what's in it.
It's a surprise.
And when it's got the original thermos flask, you've cracked it. If I could help bring back the tradition of a family picnic, I would do so, yeah.
It's the morning of the auction, and the Chevy stepside is attracting attention.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them, but you know, this is one of the cleanest I've seen. That is for sure. It's a credit to whoever's done it.
Ours is a 3100. It's still a Chevy stepside, exactly the same model as this, 1947.
If you've got one, so you might as well have another.
Well, exactly, his and hers, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm not a millionaire.
Ian is here, hoping to watch it sell.
I'm nervous. It's busy, it's going to be busy, isn't it? I'm looking to get rid of it, you know, but that's how things go with it, like, you know. If it goes, it goes.
I like the Jack Daniels.
They all go for that, don't they? They all go for that. It's just for a water jet, you know, for the windscreen washers.
But the Chevy has competition.
I like them both. I think they're really lovely.
Vintage 1950, same model. If you are in the market for a pickup, the chances are you're not going to buy two. Tony Irwin wants a stepside, and he's spoilt for choice.
It's the only reason I'm here, for the pickups. I'd be quite happy taking that home if the price was right, or the red one. But it's all down to money. We'll just have to see. I'll just come in with a late bid, hopefully, and get it cheap.
1950 Chevrolet stepside truck, one former keeper since its registration in the UK in August 2017. Condition speaks for itself, lovely. Have you driven it, Paul? Okay, good show. 1950 she is, there we are, start me on it, where are we going to be? 20 we're off, 20,000, 20,500, 21, 21,000, 21 and a half, 21,500, 22, 22,000 pound, on its way and going, 22, 22,500, 22,750, 22,750, 22,750, 22,723, 23,000, 23.
Sold to Tony.
Thank you.
It was lovely to meet you. Take care. Bye-bye.
You're watching and you're thinking, the cars are going quite cheap, and then you think, but this one comes straight in at 20, so I thought, yeah, I'm going to have to bid for it here. But luckily enough, I got it. So I'm pleased with that.
1950 Chevy stepside pickup, probably the best one we've had. Absolutely stunning condition, lovely colour, beautiful thing, power steering, floor change, driven it myself, absolutely gorgeous. I want 20,000, 20,000, come on, 20,000 or we're past, 20,000, 20,000 pounds, 21, 21,000, 21,000, can't do it, 21 is the 22 anywhere, 21,000, can't do it, got to pass on it, can't do that, 21.
Ian's blue Chevy didn't meet its reserve. He's heading home. The Cooper S is attracting much interest, just as Derek predicted.
Yeah, it should have one on this side as well, and there. And the oil cooler. The oil cooler.
Ian Wood has arrived from Australia. Both he and his Yorkshire-based brother Martin know their minis.
It's got disc brakes, which only the Cooper and Cooper S had. It has got the little short remote gear lever.
What does the speedo go up to?
120.
Well, that definitely won't be a standard Mini.
It's a genuine Cooper S, I'd say. Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
This unrenovated wreck is worth a lot more than it looks.
£5,000 or £6,000, but it could easily go for more than that.
Much of its value lies in the VIN, or Vehicle Identification Number Plate. It's like the car's birth certificate. Derek has come to remove it.
Don't damage the plate.
No. Can we take a picture of the VIN plate? No. Once you've chewed it off?
No.
No. What, to have it replicated?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I know.
There's guys out there that have got plenty of minis they can clone, and all they need is that.
It'd be a pleasure to buy it and restore it. Martin's going to be the one left. I'm back to Australia tomorrow. I'm going to talk to him about it on the way home and decide on a maximum bid.
But Ian has competition.
Some quite rare original features. Brake booster, what we call a vertical oil cooler.
Steve Brook already owns 2 classic minis.
First car at 17, and they just get under your skin, really. I think the more you learn about them, the more interesting they are, you know, especially these, you know, the Coopers, which is my thing, and the 60s sort of racing and tuning and the rally cars. It's horrendous, but it is a fantastic project. I think it'll go for close to 10 grand in its current state. Done up, it's worth north of 40 grand, 40 to 50 grand, depending on the standard of workmanship, but it'd be pushing 50 grand.
The S word is out, and the mini owners are gathering.
Ruth Greenwood, S Reg Mini Cooper.
Andrew Santon, 1977 1275 GT.
John Rayner, 1968 Mini Cooper S.
Ken Brown, 1980 minivan.
If they approve it, Derek's definitely onto something.
Interesting. You've got the original Speedo inside.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all there. It's all there.
Are they making shells for these?
Yes.
You're looking at 10 grand for a shell?
Yes.
To start?
Yes. You'd spend well over 10 grand in restoring that.
Yeah.
But there are bits of that you could keep the originality.
When was the last time one of these came up in this condition? To uncover something like this is what we all dream about finding. The advantage with this, as I did with my car, is that I spent quite a lot of money on my car, but at least I then knew it was done properly. Because there's a lot of cars out there that look nice on top, but then when you start to look, they're not being restored that well.
If it's done properly, it could fetch high 50s. You know, some recently have gone for over 60.
It seems this heap of rust might just become one of the most sought-after cars to have ever gone through the auction. It's 6 AM on auction day.
Derek gets here ridiculously early, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know why he bothers going home, to be honest. He may as well just camp down.
So it's left the actual full rostrum?
Yeah, just the rostrum.
In a few hours, the Mini will go under the hammer. It's one of the most eagerly anticipated sales of the year.
Massive interest, absolutely massive interest. Phone calls from all over the country.
If it doesn't find a new home and it's below those figures that you're talking about, then I'll speak to you and give you a tinkle.
As the auction begins,
Lovely little lot of beauty.
first up, it's some prime auto memorabilia.
Nothing to see here. Keep walking. One of our customers has brought in a box of assorted tins and old cigarette boxes. This one reminds me of my my father, so it reminds me of my childhood.
£40. Yeah, I bought this post box. I've been looking for one for quite some time now.
£90 to confuse the postman.
Yeah, Porsche champion, yeah.
So why do you collect junk?
We've got a garage full of it.
How much did you pay for that?
160, I think.
A 1965 Mini Cooper S. Someone said there's 7 phone bidders on it. I don't know, we'll see. Everything in it and on it goes with it. Do not start tipping all the stuff out on us. It's full of valuable bottles in the back and even more valuable kindling in the front. Will someone start me in the hall at £5,000? 5,000, got it. £5,000. 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 8,000, 9,000 on the phone, 9,000, 10,000 on the right in the hall, 11,000 in the hall, 12,000 at the back of the hall, 13, 13 on Tracy's phone, 13, 14 at the back of the hall, 15,000, hey, 15. 16, I've got you, sir. 16. 16,000, I've seen you before. 16,000 at the very back. 16 and submitted. 16,000 and going. £16,000. The phones are out. 17 on the left. Out on the phone. 17,000. 18, he says. 18 is back in at the back. Right at the very back. 18,000. 18. Are we all done? Virtually unrepeatable, we know. 18,000 at the back. 18,000, thank you very much. Yeah, well done, well done. 18.
The bidder with the deepest pockets was Peter
I
Watchman.
didn't get the number. Would somebody get the number?
The thing is, there's not many of these cars left. I wanted to make sure I acquired it, so you have to pay the price. It was only £1,000 more than somebody else was prepared to pay for it. So, you know, he might be regretting next week not buying it.
But Peter's provisional bid still needs to be okayed by the vendor.
It certainly does. So you're happy with it? You're happy with 18,000 then?
You've got provisional.
It'll be 2,001.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
You enjoy. Cheers.
You go, and I'll speak to Monday
Bye-bye.
about tractors.
One very happy man.
It's gone for £18,000, Charlie.
Well, my dad got that bit wrong. He said 500 quid's worth.
Yeah, I don't think any of us really predicted an outcome quite like that, really.
So your dad is right.
Occasionally.
703. Right, that's the Mini. The Mini.
You're the mini man.
The Mini man, yes.
Okay. The bid has been accepted. I've just spoke to the gentleman. He's on the way to the shops to buy a bottle of champagne as we speak.
Well, we all know it was going to be a star, didn't we? And we all knew that it was going to wind up somewhere stupid. There was an indication that it could have wound up at 20 grand. And in actual fact, it very nearly did, didn't it?
So, what's happened to the Chevy Stepside, bought by Tony Irwin?
23.
The car's now back at home with Tony in Northumberland.
Well, what can you say when you see it? Just absolutely beautiful. The shape, the sound, curves on the wheel arches and the step sides, and the size of them really, you know what I mean? Compared to British cars, there's no comparison, to be honest.
On the day, he had the choice of 2 classic Chevys. So why did he choose the maroon one?
It was the stance of it. It looked like an old farm truck, basically. And the more I looked at it, the more I liked it, and the more I thought, I'm going to have a go for it. But the other one had much more style about it, and flair, and a lot more chrome. Just wasn't for me. Well, it's fantastic, it is. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, they're very basic. Driving an old car, basically, the suspension's quite brutal, really. But once you get into top gear and tooting along, it's great.
Tony's clearly delighted, and he has his wife to thank. She paid for it.
It wasn't my money, it was the wife's. She was quite happy about it when she seen the car.
You've obviously got a very happy relationship.
Well, I must have if she lets us spend that kind of money.
A rare bike went under the hammer.
The hop-up tricycle, lot number 206, 1950. Bid on me books, unusual bit of kit, find another one of them. 115, 20, 120, 125, 125, behind you sir, 125 and selling. Are you all done? 125, thanks for your bidding, 125.
Adrian Brooks was first to the finish line.
Try and keep it original, really. Clean all the chrome up and that. Very, very well made. I think they were built to last, really.
And Derek's obsession with picnic hampers finally paid off.
Hamper and contents there, 5, 8, 10, 12 pound. There's lot number 51 is the Siren picnic outfit. Outby, £70 in the front here, £70 shaking his head.
And after all the excitement, the Cooper S is about to leave the building. Now that it's worth £18,000, Dave's feeling the pressure to keep it in one piece.
Don't damage or dent the door, that's my biggest concern.
New owner Peter is here to take it back to Newcastle.
Hopefully we can scoop it up and get it on the truck and get it safely back home. It's in a pretty bad state, so I'm really looking forward to starting the project. I was took aback by the amount of people that were here at the auction and the attention that it received. But obviously it's a rare car and there's not many cars like that left anymore.
Does it look any different?
No, it's still as bad as ever. I just hope it doesn't fall off the pallet. It's absolutely fine.
Say bye.
It is an absolute time warp. I haven't got the ability myself to repair it, but I've got some good friends who will give me advice and will decide whether we've got to reshell it or... But it looks that way. It looks as though it's going to have a new body shell. I'm looking at 2 years, and I think that's been optimistic, but I can't wait to get it home. We'll get it there. We'll get it restored.